Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. So this reading is going to be called Coming to the Surface and You Will Find ... So this is for people who may have felt for quite a while, I mean like months, even years, that you've been kind of in this hermit mode. And now you're ready to get out of hermit mode. So, while you were in hermit mode, things were changing, blooming, waiting for you to catch up kind of thing. And we're going to tap into what things those are. So, as always, take what resonates. You'll know if it's for you or not. And let's get to it. Celebration of some kind. We love that. Not surprised. It feels like, because I just saw the Eight of Cups after I said celebration, and Eight of Cups is walking away from things that don't serve you. So there could be a little bit of both, of like having to walk away from something, but also having a celebration. Change is hard, whether it's bad or good, obviously. So be kind of gentle with yourself during this time. I feel like, no, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, you got a lot of options. The World, okay, end of cycle. Well, actually, end of cycles, not just one. Feels like a lot of them. That's why you've been in hermit mode, because you've been like healing and growing and, oh boy. Okay. I feel like this is trying to go that way. Oh, you know what? There's another 7. I was thinking I had a 7, and then there's another 7. So 7s are significant. Look at that. We saw that while we were shuffling, but I don't know. There we go. So I'm gonna cut. It's like, so I'm getting the sense once you come out of hermit mode, you're not gonna know what to do with yourself. It's like, you might find yourself before as a person who didn't really know how to make decisions for yourself, or maybe you just kind of let other people make decisions. So you're going to come out of this hermit mode and like want to make decisions, but you're still kind of going to be in that old energy of like being unsure and maybe doubting yourself, like that you're going to pick the right one. Queen of Swords has been coming out a lot. Just that sort of energy of like, I'm still unsure, and it's okay to feel that way. Are you freaking kidding me? I knew there were 3 7s. You can still feel, and then that's 2 8s now. You could still feel kind of like wobbly on the decision making, but God is definitely telling you to start making decisions for sure. Get that better there. Empress, upright, finally. I've been seeing the Empress reverse for like weeks now. Yep, beautiful. You have grown tremendously and healed tremendously, okay? Beautiful. I don't know why. I feel like I want to cut the deck. 4, 2 4s. There's a lot of synchronicity with the numbers. That's crazy. Yeah, you've done a lot of growing with like decision making, as I was saying, standing in your power. Like you're not afraid to stand in your power now, kind of getting out of like wishy-washy energy, like not picking a lane, kind of being like over here but over here as well. And having a lot of heartbreak. You've gone through a lot. I feel like I don't want to say you healed all of it, because we can't be like we're always going to be healing, and there's going to be things that come up that need to be healed more than once, you know. So but a lot of the deep, heavy stuff that you were doing while you were in hermit mode definitely has been healed, okay? You know, you part of your healing process was like, you've probably felt most of your life you had to stand your ground and fight for the things that you want because you like felt like you were misfortunate. Maybe you, well, especially with the Four of Pentacles here, this is like a lack mindset. This is like holding on to things too tightly. So, you know, you focused a lot on what you lost and kind of held tightly to things and stood your ground because you felt like you had to. So that's something definitely that I feel like you still are working on as far as like healing. And you need to understand, like, it's okay to be afraid again. Like, it's okay to worry about those kind of things, but you need to understand that, you know, the more you think about your loss, the more loss you're going to create. That stuff is true. It's, you know, for lack of a better word, that's manifestation. It can be bad or good, right? And you don't want to manifest more loss, more misfortune to yourself. So obviously we can't just stop thinking about something when we're really nervous about, like, because we're putting ourselves out there more. Maybe part of your putting yourself out there is to do with your career. I mean, whatever it's regarding, it's scary because you're like this different person, but you still have a similar mentality of like, well, this is what's always happened, so I'm afraid I'm gonna have to fight for the things that I want and need, and that's not true. You don't have to do that, okay? You just gotta get used to receiving, for sure. So anytime that you can notice that you got, you know, like something went your way, you need to focus on that and not the things that have gone wrong. You know what I mean? It's easy to do that. See the humor. That's a perfect card for me to see while I'm shuffling. It's like, you know, earlier I noticed, well, especially the last 2 days, I've been stressed out because I've had a lot of like important things I've had to deal with. And I noticed I was being a particular way to my boyfriend. And so I lightened up a little bit, and it felt good in the moment, even if I was a little uncomfortable. So you just have to like work at those kind of things. Like, I'm used to things not going the way I want. Card really wanted to come out. But I do have a lot of things that I already want too. And it's just easier to say, well, this never works out for me, instead of, hey, I'm super grateful, like gratitude, because, you know, all these things are working out for me. That's weird that I flipped that upside down. Yeah, you're like waiting for something to show up that's like not the right thing or not in the energy you want it. But look at abundance right after that. You're meant to be abundant. Just know, feel what it's like to be abundant. If you don't know what abundance feels like, look at something that you feel you love, you feel very strongly about in your life, and thank God for that. Say, wow, I'm really abundant in this area. Maybe that's the point here. Maybe that's why I keep talking about that, is because you gotta really focus on, I knew another one wanted to, of course. Part of me feels like this wants to go over here because this ties with that. What was I saying? But yeah, I think, abundance, right? I think your biggest thing you might have been trying to work on is abundance. But it's like one of those things that you kind of have to see to believe. And you can't see it if you're looking at your life in a place of that, right? So like for me right now, if I did a gratitude list, I could point out like I'm super grateful for my boyfriend. Like in every sense of the word, he supports me emotionally, even though he, you know, sometimes it's uncomfortable for him. He always listens to me. He validates me. He can fix my car. He can fix anything. Like, the list goes. I could sit here all day and talk about like what I'm grateful for my boyfriend. Okay. I'm grateful that I got a roof over my head. Like, it could be something really small. Like, I'm grateful I have this cup to drink out of because I love having a big cup of something. Usually it's water, but I have a Del Taco has this Sprite strawberry with real strawberries, and it's so good. 10 out of 10 recommend if strawberries are your thing. But yeah, like, really pointing out, like, I invite you, and I know I say this a lot, but I mean, I want you to do it daily, where you're driving along and then, you know, you make every light down the road and you're super grateful for that. Like, stupid shit. Like, you'll start being more positive than negative then. Or I didn't mean to point at that as positive, because that's not positive. More positive than negative, okay? Like, you're gonna see how well everything is actually working out for you, and I'm gonna do that myself while I'm working tonight. I'm grateful, you know what I'm grateful for? I say this a lot, for being able to sit here and do what I love, okay? I'm very fortunate that I figured out my purpose. Not everybody does that. And I can sit here and do this when I feel like it. I'm so grateful for that. Zadekiel Purple Reburst. Okay, let me get a drink from my awesome cup here. And you know, I got super excited when I went to Del Taco because I knew I was gonna get that Sprite drink. And maybe it seems trivial, but you know, it's good to focus on that. 10 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so we're coming out of Hermit mode. What is on the other side of that Hermit mode? And I can't stop looking at the fact this woman's got horns there. So the Seven of Wands talks about standing your ground, okay? Because I'm drawn to the horns, it feels kind of like, and I resonate with this for sure, you know, you got to put your stick down because you're standing guard against people who you don't need to stand guard against. Like, you probably spent a lot of your life having to defend yourself, having to defend your losses, misfortunes, whatever the case. Maybe people look at you like you're not abundant, wherever that is, and you know, judge you for that. But either way, like, you gotta, it's okay. You can put the stick down now and just kind of, that you don't need to defend yourself anymore is what I want to say. You don't need to. You need to find the humor in things that go wrong and joke about it, because then people can't really make fun of you, can they? Levity, perspective, wisdom, playful. Yes. You're coming out on the other side of this Hermit mode with a different perspective on things that were heavy. Maybe you already are being playful. Maybe you're already kind of laughing at those experiences and going, you know, that wasn't really that big of a deal. I don't know why I made it that. Or maybe it was a big deal, but gosh, I sure learned a lot. And thank God I'm out of that situation now, and I can see the humor behind, you know, things that weren't so funny at the time. That sort of thing, whatever it means for you, it's definitely time to kind of, well, I was gonna say something different, but the spiral came to mind. So stop spiraling when things don't go your way, for sure, is definitely a thing. Just try to find humor in any way you can, and you know, just understand, like, really the logic behind it. And we can't think like this for some reason, is that it, you know, that saying that tomorrow's another day. So today sucks, okay? I mean, today doesn't suck, but let's say today sucked for you. Okay, today sucks, but tomorrow's gonna be better, and that's that. That's what I try to tell myself when I have a really bad day. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have a bad day and don't embrace that, or not embrace it, but don't feel that. But what I'm saying is that, you know, you don't have to stay stuck, because that's what, you know, this kind of energy is. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to just stand guard here forever and keep focusing on what's not working out for me. Like, you don't want to do that, obviously. So then we've got the Seven of Cups with reality check in the reverse. Oh yeah, these have numbers too. 33, 31. There's a 13. Holy shit, man. There's changes. It feels like once you kind of accept that you're different, like you're not the same person as you used to be, that holds on to even like heartbreak. I see you holding on to those kind of things. Things will start changing for the better for you immediately. So reality check reversed, indifference, inactive, misguided, unmotivated. Yeah. And listen, if you're like me, you have any kind of ADHD, but especially the inactive kind, it's very hard when you're presented with a lot of options of things you need to get done or things that you can do, and it unmotivates you. Like, I just got a new car. Woo woo. Another thing I gotta be grateful for, and thanks to my boyfriend actually, he put it in motion. And I got a hell of a deal. I mean, ridiculous. I feel like I stole the car, but I did not steal it. I didn't steal it. It was it is a 2019 Ford Fiesta with 50,000 miles on it. I got it for $3,000. I mean, God was looking out for me. God is giving and gracious, and here I am moping around, not really moping, but you know what I mean. Like, oh gosh, I've got all this to do, but I mean, it's great things. It just stresses me out because of my ADHD. So, you might have a lot of like paperwork to deal with. Like, see, I had paperwork. I had a tire I had to get fixed. There was a couple things I had to do. And my boyfriend's over here like, okay, we gotta clean the car. He's like all excited, and I can't like right now be excited. I mean, I'm excited about the car, but like to do things because it's a lot for me, because now I gotta sell my other car. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, we've got a lot to do, and it's making me feel unmotivated. And maybe like that's part of you're still kind of stuck in the hermit mode a little bit, because you're like, oh man, if I take that step forward, I know it's about to get busy for you. And that is, a little scary if you're not used to being busy, but I would challenge you to step into doing things as much as you're able right now, so you can be prepared for when it gets really busy for you, because things are going to start aligning hardcore with all these numbers, I'm telling you. Excuse me, I forgot I was thinking about that. Oh my God, Colette. 3, 3. Girl, bye. So you have 3 7s, 2 3s, but then you have all these 3s down here too. 3 is very significant. You're going to want to look up that number and what it means, I'm telling you. And 7s. 37, 73, could be anything, but white is significant too. Maybe you've got a white pet. There's a white butterfly and a white unicorn, and this dog's white, this dog's got black and white in, I don't know. So anyway, we've got the Seven of Swords reversed with abundance, faith, optimism, excitement, breakthrough. The more that you are honest with yourself, I just realized this is like super crooked, ain't it? No, that did not help. I should have paused it. I always say that. Okay, that's better. The more that you kind of walk away from the sneaky behavior, like not being honest with yourself or other people. I don't really feel like it's other people, but maybe yourself, like not being honest about, like she's looking back here, so not being honest about being overwhelmed or that you're scared, like, again, I have to reiterate, because it's something hard for you to get kind of in your head. It's okay to be scared. I expect that. If you weren't scared, that wouldn't be normal, okay? It's okay for you to be scared. The point is just keep taking one step forward. And that's when you find the abundance. So my left chin is itching. I don't know. Maybe that's significant to somebody. Like really bad. Maybe like allergic reaction to something, because now something out my head's itching. This is weird. Okay, anyway. So, it's very important right now that you're honest about whatever you feel. That's what it feels like. That's the big thing Spirit wants for you, okay? Whether you're, really sad today or really nervous and on guard or whatever, like, because it's not, I say this a lot, it probably gets annoying, but you're not always going to have good days. It's not always going to be great once you start healing more. You're going to have a day like you had before where you're really pissed off and you don't know why. Those things are going to still happen. So embracing exactly where you are right now is super important, okay? Whatever you're feeling, honor that. Whatever you're feeling and doing, honor it, okay? There's no wrong way to live life except that if you weren't living it in the way that you are in the moment, the present moment, just being you, authentically you all the time, okay? And I don't mean to, I'm not trying to put pressure on you, but I'm just saying that you can't always be on, you can't always be happy, you can't, you just can't. So honor whatever it is that you're feeling moment to moment. And you don't have to, I'm sorry, I know I'm stressing out my people who are like me that are perfectionists. You don't have to focus on your feelings all the time. I'm just saying, if you find yourself in a bad mood, and it's not even really about figuring out, just saying, I'm in a bad mood. I need time alone. That's it. Simple as that. So then we got the Empress with renewed connections. And I like the hand. There's something about the hands going in. So I'm seeing everybody put their hands in kind of thing. And then communication in the reverse. I pointed at perfect timing for some reason. So reunion, another 3, reunion, reconciliation, intimacy, forgiveness. And then communication in the reverse is gossip, withholding, solitude, risk. That's so interesting. It's opposite day with these 2 cards. I feel like I'm going to need one more for that because that doesn't really make sense, because the Empress would be upright, would be inviting this in, not this. Maybe that's what your past energy looked like, or the people that you surrounded yourself looked like. We're going to find out. Whoa! Oh, that was a nice catch. Faking confidence again. Thought it was a vibe. Red flags, fantasy, also insecurity, pretense, self-doubt. What was I saying? Even your spirit guide quit. Abandonment. Okay, maybe you got burned recently by someone. Maybe you felt whether it was a friend or a love connection, maybe you really had a strong connection with somebody and you thought it was going to go somewhere, but it just they might have, ghosted you or were talking about you or something, or vice versa. Maybe there was a little bit of that coming from your energy because you felt something was wrong. It feels like some kind of test to see if you're going to honor yourself, because God does every once in a while try to throw out there. I'm going to give you an example here. I have a tendency to attract other women who are in that leadership energy, or that strong energy of charismatic, friendly, a lot like me, but kind of in the shadow version where there's envy, jealousy, there's competition, those sort of things. So I had an experience quite a few years back with one person, and you would think that would be the only time that I experienced it because it was god awful, okay? But a year or so back, I met somebody else that had the similar energy, not as bad as this other person, but it was a lesson for me to see if I was gonna hold up my end of the bargain, know my worth, and that I don't deserve to be treated like that, and that I'm equal, not less than, because those specific type of women try to make me feel smaller and less capable than them. And I used to be a kind of person that would allow that, but I don't now. So you know, this, if you're running, the reason why I shared that, if you're running into something like that where you keep meeting the same kind of person, but you feel like you've moved on and you have more people around you that are looking out for your best interests, then you know you're being tested. If not, if you're still, you know, kind of struggling with being around the wrong type of people, this is kind of a message to you to really see what it is that you want in your friendships, what you want in your connections, any kind of connection, and what you don't want. Obviously, you don't want somebody being sneaky and withholding from you, or ghosting you or anything like that. You want people around you who are, it's reciprocal energy. So then we've got the Three of Swords reversed with perfect timing reversed, and this says unfortunate, struggle, disorder, resistance. Interesting. This kind of feels tied to here. This gossip card, because it was here, wasn't it? I did, I moved it here. This feels more right. Like this is supposed to be here. I shouldn't have touched it. See, even I make mistakes. This belongs over here. Gossip, withholding, solitude, risk. I know this energy is so out of left field that I gotta pull another card here, because it's not like anything that, and I don't feel like anything that's over here, it's all generally good. You know, I mean, it's advice and, you know, how to really step into yourself here coming out of the solitude. But it's not like anything was, and I'm not saying this is, oh God, so bad, but this energy is more negative and this is more positive, okay? It's black and white kind of here, and there's black and white right there. Acceptance. Creation. Weird. This is vanity, ain't it? No, workaholic. Huh. What do we got here? Yeah, you gotta accept. So like, because of perfect timing is reversed, you gotta accept whatever it is that tore you down or that's tearing you down now, and before you can move forward. But I think there's an acknowledgement, because I was talking about like acknowledging, you know, you have to acknowledge this is acknowledge this is a thing, how you feel, even if it's bad, like it's okay. That's kind of the idea here, I think, like acknowledging that, you know, when you struggle or when you feel resistance from people, or that you're resisting something that you shouldn't be or should be, withholding something or seeking solitude when you shouldn't be. Like, the black and white is very significant here, because I mean, this has got white and then bright colors, so that feels tied to this. So you need to really just kind of, it's like not ignoring anymore your red flags or the signs that are right in front of you that, hey, this isn't right, or hey, I feel like this and this is how I really feel, like sharing that with people instead of withholding that information and just struggling by yourself. I still feel like I need one more, because this just feels weird. I don't know what to say about this. There's more to it that I'm not picking up on. I mean, that was good. That is important, what I just said, but okay, there's two. Early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. Yin, intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. See, I was saying you need to, like, if you're resisting instead of receiving. But this is stemming from childhood, this over here. So this is something you're still working on, healing. Communication is a big part of it. Communicating what it is you actually need, want, that's what it is. Need and want, and growing and expanding. And being in this Empress energy and saying, you know what, I'm so nurturing. Yes, you are absolutely nurturing, but I need the nurturing back too. So I need you to give back to me. And that's where your connections should be now. So if they aren't, you need to take a look at them. Because, you know, you don't want to be in this new energy and have like energy vampires around you, right? Well, that was good. I'm glad we got the answer on that. So, Four of Pentacles, lack, remember? With Zadkiel, I don't know, reversed. Indecisive, ego, lost, judgment. And then I was looking, because it was sitting like this, it's actually upright. I was looking at this, and this says tentative, limited, timid, drudgery. Yeah. The fact that timid is here, and I was just talking about how you're the Empress now, like, I feel like you're still questioning if you're the Empress or a page. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You are the Empress. Stop acting like indecisive. Okay, that's the Seven of Cups. I was talking about that, right? But you're not in your ego. You can trust your judgment. You're not limited. And especially, you are not timid anymore. Okay, you know what the fuck you want, you know who the fuck you are, so stop pretending like that's not the truth. Period. Bye. Okay, couldn't make that more plain. Do I want to do cord cutting or disillusionment? Did we see that somewhere? Oh, it might have been let me see, because I just thought of that word again. That was weird. Yes, your spirit guide quit. Disillusionment. We're going to leave this card here. Yeah, make sure you're not ignoring your guides. Like, if they're giving you a red flag, if they're waving a flag at you or waving a bruh sign at you, pay attention, please. I've been seeing this card a lot. So what are we disillusioned about, Spirit? Let's see if we can get an answer on that. Oh, this one wants to come up for sure. Prioritize your needs. Psh. Honor yourself. It's all about you right now. You. You wanna be like you. Step away from that gossip, okay? Anybody that is like still acting immature in your life, I'm telling you, you gotta just ghost them. Ghost them. Be the ghost. Improve your self-worth. Blessings await you. So other than this card, and I mean it is about you essentially, because you have to step away. You have to do it. Purge old items too. Love it. All of this is about you. You need to make it about you. Stop making it about other things, other people. The Seven of Cups, that's why you're getting overwhelmed. It's because you're not, like, what was the point of all this healing if you're not saying, okay, this is what I want and this is what I deserve now? What's the point? Why are we here? So I want you to take time away. Everybody needs a little holiday. Acknowledge your shame and heal it. Purge old items. What I want you to do is anything that you feel tied to somebody else that might not be in your life anymore, or maybe you're thinking about cutting ties with them, get rid of it. Unless it's something you need, and then if that's the case, I would put it outside for, a few hours just to kind of get rid of the energy tying you to that person. Even sage it if you feel up to it. And there's another 3. I'm getting like a pain in my shoulder now. Yeah, you've been caring a lot for other people, so you really need to focus on yourself. And part of your shame has to do with your self-worth. So figure out what that's regarding and definitely focus on that. And if you need more details about this reading, you can certainly book a reading with me. We can dive deeper in like what you need to specifically focus on, like, because this is a collective reading, right? And I'll put those details in the comments, okay? Otherwise, you're doing great. I'm proud of you. You've made it a very far. You've gone a very long way. And it's time for you to step out and shine. I'm actually surprised that like Leo ain't here, because we love the spotlight, except when we don't. Like me. Like, I'm the weirdest Leo there ever was, because I'm like, no, I don't like the spotlight. Like, you don't even see me on this camera except for my hand. No, but part of it is I'm right on the cusp of Virgo, but I think it's just that I've been so used to letting other people have the spotlight that I don't know how to take the spotlight. So I've been working on that, and you need to too. So thank you so much for being here. Any likes, shares, comments, subscribers especially on my channel are super appreciated and helpful. If you'd like to donate to my channel, it's not expected, but appreciated so much. I will put my phone number for my business in the comments as well, because you can book your readings with me on that phone number. And or you can do your reading on the phone if you're not comfortable with online. You can also text me for one free card, just the one. And I will put my booking information. I already said that. One more thing, sorry, I was thinking about this. One more thing, just like really pay attention when you see those synchronicities with the numbers. Any numbers you were drawn to, don't forget to look up the 3, because that's very significant, and 7s, maybe even 37 or like one of the versions of that, because I'm telling you, that's super important. I really hope this helped you, and you have a good day.